up, everybody? It is Codebreaker146 here yet again with another video, and today I'm going to be doing the Royal Rumble 2011 review. This is part of the Royal Rumble review series into Royal Rumble 2000, and yeah, a lot of inconsistent uploads recently. I've been recording stuff and whatnot, and I've been just kind of fooling around and not really with any main focus of what I wanted to do. I just been kind of lazy and busy at the same time with, you know, school starting back up. But I'll get some days off for exams and whatnot, so it should be okay, but we'll see. And yeah, let's talk about Royal Rumble 2011. I'll have some announcements at the end of the video that I'll talk about then. So we kicked off the night with Edge and Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge was the champion, Dolph Ziggler was not. Edge won the title at TLC 2010. And they had this feud going on where Teddy Long was incapacitated, and Ziggler was, you know, because of Vicky Guerrero, was able to get this championship match. And I thought this was a perfect choice for the opener. There was any other choice for the opener at this show anyway. Really good match between these two. I enjoyed this match thoroughly, more than I should say CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler in my opinion. Even though that match was good, I thought this match was better. And I really liked this match as well. Edge won with the spear, even though he wasn't allowed to use the spear. I don't know what gets banned more, the spear or tag team matches made by Teddy Long. I don't know which one, but I might go with tag team matches with Teddy Long because he made a freaking lot. So, whatever. Edge won this match here. Kelly got involved and stuff like that, and then Ziggler was able to win this championship back either before or after. He was able to win the championship somehow because it was vacated and then awarded to him. Then he lost it the same night. So it wasn't 2013 when he won his first championship, just for people that don't know. He actually, if you didn't remember, which most likely some people don't, some people do, but a couple people don't remember. That's, you know, Ziggler did hold it before 2013, and he had a feud with Edge. So, yeah, Edge won here, no complaints, really good match, solid opener. And then next, after this, was another championship match between The Miz and Randy Orton for the WWE title. Miz cashed in November on Randall Keith Orton, had a match at TLC, screwy finish. Royal Rumble, we have another screwy finish. This match isn't anything special, you know, a couple false finishes here and there. Not that anything that I really need to go in depth and talk about. All I know is that all I need to really talk about is that this planted the seeds for CM Punk and Randy Orton at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta, Georgia. Punk came down, GTS Randy Orton and The Miz got away here with the 1, 2, 3, and he won the WWE Championship. So Miz, man, was not a good WWE Champion at that time. I know he kind of understood his role because he was supposed to be the man in the middle between The Rock and John Cena, but man, he was just not a good champion. But just, I mean, could barely beat Randy Orton, could barely beat Jerry Lawler on Raw for in a TLC match for the WWE title, and then could barely beat him at Elimination Chamber, and then he could barely beat John Cena without The Rock's help. Then he lost to John Cena in a steel cage with John Morrison involved for some reason, and then he goes back and over the limit, he loses. So Miz had a really bad 2011 when it comes to just things happening, and just he was just there for Rock and John Cena and nothing more. I don't think he was the right choice, but, I mean, it's all in the past now. But, yeah, Miz won this match here, and he would have a bigger role to play later on in the show. Then next was the Fatal 4-Way match for the Divas Championship. Natalya, the Divas Champ, versus Layla, Michele, McCool, and Eve. The anonymous general manager, a.k.a. Hornswoggle, made this match a Fatal 4-Way. They were doing this whole 2-on-1 handicap match because, you know, Layla and Michele McCool were, like, once co-Divas champions or women's champions or whatever. For Lay Cool against Natalya. I don't know, to be honest. It was just really stupid. I remember watching it, like, at that time. I was like, why? Just why? And then they were like, we're gonna make this a Fatal 4-Way match, and here is your opponent added to the match. And then it's just like so random and so weird. It's just like everybody's standing up, like in Boston at this time, and everybody's looking, and then Eve comes out, and everybody's like, oh, whatever. Like, their entrance was completely sucked out. Like, people might have been thinking Trish Stratus, Lita, somebody else other than Eve Torres of all people. But whatever. Eve won this match because of, like, the double pin finish, you know, where, like, the referee only sees one pin, but there's actually 2 pins that are occurring in the same match with multiple people in there. So, yeah, I don't know. It just was not good, you know, my friend. It just was not good. Not very good at all. So... Eve won this and I'm just going to move on. Just going to move on. And now we had the 40-man Royal Rumble match, the biggest Royal Rumble match in history. And there's a couple things that I like and dislike about this match. I don't think some of these things that happened were good, and I don't think some of these things that were happened were like not bad at all, and I like some of the things they did. So there's a bunch of different pros and cons for the biggest Royal Rumble match in history, and it's the only Royal Rumble match that's ever had 40 people. I don't know if the WWE doesn't want to do 40-man Royal Rumbles. I'm a big fan of Royal Rumbles, so it's whatever. If you do 40, that's cool. If you don't, just keep it at 30. So I don't know. It's a combination of different things. Maybe that WWE didn't want to do this Royal Rumble again. It was long, but it only went for 1 hour and 9 minutes. And some Royal Rumble matches stretch past an hour. You know what I mean? So it just depends. So we started off with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, but before that we had CM Punk and the Core and the Nexus battle, because it would have been a lot better if we had Punk and Orton versus the Core and Nexus, because the Core consisted of Wade Barrett, former Nexus leader, Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, and Justin Gabriel. And I feel like they were going there, but they didn't go all the way with this kind of brawl. And then they had the GM Hornswoggle, break it all up, and then he got sent most of the people to the back. And then we had Justin Gabriel come out afterwards, and we had the guys like Zack Ryder, William Regal, Ted DiBiase, and then it went from there with John Morrison, and then a couple people got thrown out, and then eventually it went to a lot of Nexus members, and the Nexus members eliminated a lot of people. CM Punk had like 7 eliminations. That's a lot, guys. And the Nexus were just tearing through stuff, Maybe somebody comes in and eliminates some people. Booker T was a cool and pleasant surprise. And the Great Khali eliminated one person like Husky Harris, but they were a big dominant faction, and I love that the Nexus were like cleaning house. And then John Cena comes out, and he tears through the Nexus, man. All the build-up that you did with the Nexus, you know what I mean? I know they're doing the whole John Cena Nexus program at that point, or at this time, you know what I mean? And when John Cena personally destroyed the Nexus, physically, mentally, emotionally, in any way, he knows how he destroyed the Nexus from the inside out, literally from the inside out. And man, God, I mean, he mowed through these guys. He'd thrown every single one of them out. Punk stayed for like another extra minute than the other guys, and then he got tossed out. Super Cena broke out with his cape, soared through, went around the planet, reversed time, used his X-ray, and he just went through them. Super Cena came out. And I'm telling you, was bad news for the Nexus. And then Hornswoggle came down, a couple other jobbers, and Cena throwing them out as well. Then the Miz eventually came down. We got some bigger names, Diesel, Rey Mysterio, Barrett came down, Ziggler was there, Orton, Del Rio, Miz was on commentary, Alex Riley was in there, Alex Riley created a distraction, Miz threw out John Cena, and we pretty much knew from then that it was going to be John Cena and the Miz at WrestleMania 27, and at this point we didn't know Rock was going to be the host of WrestleMania, because we didn't find that out until, February or something, I can't remember exactly, but, yeah, at that point we're like, yeah, they're going to go Cena and Miz at WrestleMania, so the rest of the Rumble from that point is kind of you know what I mean? It's alright. I mean, the beginning of the match is kind of, there's some good and there's some bad, and then there's some things that they could have done better. The surprises were good, Diesel and Booker T and stuff like that. And you have to have those in the Royal Rumble to make it interesting and fun, you know what I mean? You got to have, underdogs in there for a long time. You have to have the storylines that you have going before and that you plan on carrying after to WrestleMania in there in the Royal Rumble. You have to have cool spots. You have to have surprise returns and crazy drama at the end. That's what makes a good Royal Rumble match. If you can tell a good story throughout the time, that one big story, but you have other developing stories around here as well that all, go together and to make this 1 hour long match happen. That's what makes a good Royal Rumble. And this Royal Rumble is solid. It's okay, but it's not the greatest whatsoever. Del Rio won by last eliminating Randy Orton. Then Santino, this coming at you, got thrown out by Del Rio. People were freaking out thinking Santino was going to go to WrestleMania, but Del Rio went. I don't think Del Rio was the right choice to win this Royal Rumble. I don't know exactly who I would have had win the Royal Rumble anyway. But I feel like they were just having Del Rio come and debut in November of 2010. They were like, I don't know, we're in this, program with Ray. How about we just, he lost at TLC. I guess we can just have him win the Rumble, because they didn't really have anything planned for ADR at this point. And then he went on to WrestleMania, and he was supposed to beat Edge at WrestleMania 27. Del Rio had his family and everybody there. I sent shoot interviews and stuff like that. Had his family there, and then the day of, Edge, we found out, was going to retire because of, his neck. And then it just changed up where Edge was going to win the championship, and Del Rio got robbed. And Del Rio lost to Christian at Extreme Rules, and I just felt like this was the wrong decision because they didn't have a plan with Del Rio. Then they just gave him the money in the bank and said, you know what, finally, we're going to go with him. We're going to go all the way with this guy. And then they didn't, because they gave it right back to Cena the next pay-per-view. Then he won it back at Hell in a Cell. Then he won it at Vengeance, and then they gave it back to Punk at Survivor Series. So it's just, lots of, wishy-washy, sloppy booking with Alberto Del Rio throughout the year 2011. He had a good 2011, but it was noteworthy, but overall it was just kind of you know what I mean? So there's a couple different things in this match that are okay, like I've said before in this review, so whatever. Overall, this show's not that great to me. I mean, Miz and Orton, to me, wasn't that good whatsoever to me. The Fatal 4-Way was horrible. The opener was really good, and the Royal Rumble match was So, with only about 4 matches on the show, obviously because there's a 40-man Royal Rumble match, but only 4 matches on the show, and only one of them really hits and delivers, that's not good. You only went 25% out of 100. Good math skills right there, right? So, you didn't go all the way. And I think that was one of the things with the Royal Rumble, like booking-wise and match quality. It's like the epitome of this Royal Rumble. You didn't go all the way. Anyway, guys, leave your comments down below what you thought about Royal Rumble 2011. Let me know what you think about the booking decisions made at this show. What do you thought about this show in general? I love hearing from you guys and your opinions in the comment section below. Love to hear you guys so I can talk to you and converse. You know what I mean? Do that little wrestling talk thing, that wrestling talk. Like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, well, sorry. Maybe next time, There's always another time. But yeah. So that wraps it up for this. I got a couple more announcements. If you want to stick around, cool. If you don't, bye, Felicia. But anyway, I have the YWC Royal Rumble entrant numbers for W2K16 coming up soon for 20 people. And I'll explain your numbers in a video on a commentary. I filmed some Black Ops 3 footage for like story and stuff, so that'll be all good, and I'll upload that at a later time. If you want to see some more games, suggest them. If you want me to do comments, or if you want to see me do more commentaries for story modes for different games, or for W2K16 or the old SmackDown vs. Raw games, excuse me, I'll be happy to do them, and I'll be golden if you guys are, and I'll be ready, and I hope you guys will be on board for that and stuff. So yeah, look out for that. You'll be getting your numbers. Your YWC 2K W2K16 Royal Rumble will be near Royal Rumble either the weekend of or the day after or so like that. So that'll be when it's around, but the entrance numbers will be here soon. Royal Rumble 2010 review will be coming soon, as well as 2009, 2007. I already did 2008, by the way, just in case you didn't know. I looked through deep in the archives of the channel to know that. So yeah, just keep on the lookout for that. You should see some more commentary soon. I just been kind of busy, been doing like this major project for English 2 honors and stuff like that. It's bad. It was bad. So, but I finished it, so I'm able to upload more videos and such. So, yep, exams coming up, and then when they're done, I'll be back and on schedule. But there'll be more videos this week and weekend. So yeah, thank you for watching, and